Is astrology a guide to aid us in mastering the universe? This is the Cosmic Community Podcast with Galactic Ambassador Stacy Dredd. Hey everyone, thanks for being tuned in to KPOV 88.9 FM, your high desert community radio, streaming at kpov.org. This is Stacy Dredd, Galactic Ambassador in the Cosmic Community. That's our astrology program here Tuesdays 4:30 to 5 p.m., where we discuss the week's planetary and lunar influences, how these energies may be felt in our day-to-day, and how to work within the cycles to live in harmony with the universe and create a more benevolent life for all. So thank you so much for making time and space in your day-to-day to receive these messages. You can also access the archive to this program if you'd like to listen again, or if you want to share it out with friends and family and other folks in this grand cosmic community we are all a part of, because we are all experiencing these energies, whether we know it or not. Today's show, I announced sort of at the very end of the show last week that I was going to do a 2023 year coming astrological breakdown, and that is definitely going to be happening today. I'm very excited to bring some of those key points of next year, just kind of break it down a little bit and see where the energies are going to be for next year. But that intro music, did you like that? That is a musician by the name of Geiger von Mueller. He reached out to me through the Cosmic Community email here at KPOV to get me his music, and a lot of it is sort of space, influenced. It's all a lot of his names have like rocket ship, blast off, and this one that we listened to was Space Digger 1. There is a Space Digger 2 that we're going to listen to at the end of the show to close out. But thank you, Geiger, for reaching out with your music. It fits the show perfectly, and that's what happens when you just do what you do and allow the energies, to work. And I really feel like Geiger was drawn in energetically, and he was excited to hear that I have the astrology show and that his music was going to fit in. So very cool. Thank you so much, brother, over in London, for getting me that music. Look forward to more. So getting into a little bit of this week's astrology, we have last week come off of a very hot, kind of tense full moon that was on Wednesday, December 7th, here on the west coast of the United States. And we had the opportunity to look at 16 degrees of Gemini, which represents choices. This represents a choice point, and full moons are absolutely known to be releasing opportunities to release. And full moons, they release expression, they release emotion, and we feel things really big. And full moons bring lots of light. They are known to be great illuminators. And so we had something, over the last week we've been working with in regards to, choices that we're making are very Gemini things, like communicating and also gaining information and, having options and creating options and realizing options during Sagittarius season. We are in now. It's a time where we have an opportunity to use this greater vision that Sagittarius brings. There is a sort of a visual that I get when I think of Sagittarius, and it was explained to me a long time ago, and now it's probably kind of morphed into my own kind of version of it. But, this time of year, we have, the leaves have fallen off of the trees, and you can see, through the branches to the sky out there. There's this kind of like thing that happens during Sagittarius season where the extra stuff kind of falls off, and we have an opportunity to really embrace that bigger vision. There's also kind of this idea of like, distance makes the heart grow fonder. And I feel like Sagittarius brings some of that in also, that, as we are seeing out into the future, seeing this vision, seeing into our hopes and dreams and desires, seeing into our own true, heart visions. This is just a really, really powerful time, and that we can see those things and really make our heart grow fond of those things. And then, we enter Capricorn season and we get a little more grounded, and we start to work towards those goals and visions and dreams and hopes. And so we have had Mercury and Venus both enter the sign of Capricorn last week, which was a pretty big shift of personal energy. Talked about that a lot last week. You can access the archive of that program at the Cosmic Community Astrology YouTube page. That's all available for you there if you'd like to hear a little bit more about that shift of Mercury and Venus from Sag into Capricorn. But just know that it's moving from a fire sign into an earth sign, and these are two personal planets that very much Mercury is the way that we think, our minds, our communication. Venus is the way that we love and value things, also the way that we make money and trust in our lives. And so we have had a little personal shift. Well, this week we have the Galactic Center that we are accessing. The sun is going to be passing through 26, 27 degrees of Sagittarius this week, and that is known as the Galactic Center. And this is exciting for me because I'm, the galactic ambassador. So I'm like, ooh, what's going to come through here? So I just wanted to just kind of read a little bit about the Galactic Center Sagittarius here. The Galactic Center, and this is just results on Google for Galactic Center Sagittarius. The Galactic Center is the rotational center of the Milky Way galaxy. Its central massive object is a supermassive black hole of about 4 million solar masses, which is called Sagittarius A, a compact radio source, which is almost exactly at the galactic rotational center. So that's really technical, but for those people who are really into astronomy out there, just knowing that the galactic center isn't just like this idea, that it's actually a point, and that there is a supermassive black hole that is like sucking, it's known as the great attractor, and it's sucking everything around it into it at a massive rate. And it's called Sagittarius A. And we just are learning so much about it because we can see so much more of everything that's out there with all these amazing new technological advancements, and we can really see. So the Galactic Center is being accessed this week. Again, that's 26, 27 degrees of Sagittarius. So look in your chart and see what house that falls in. Your astrological birth chart is your own personal navigational GPS unit, your personal birth chart that shows where the planets were when you were born, and you can tell a lot about these reports and how they're going to really personally affect you if you can look into your chart a little bit. So that is a fun one this week. And also we have Jupiter in the very last degree of Pisces. This is important, significant, because this is the anaretic degree. This is the last degree of Pisces, 29 of 30 degrees. But that degree is also the very last degree of the astrological chart, as 0 degrees of Aries is the official beginning of the astrological wheel. 0 degrees of Aries is the start of a new 12-year cycle, and Jupiter will be reaching this 0 degree of Aries point next week. But right now, we are still in that last degree of Pisces with Jupiter moving direct. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. It carries a huge amount of energy with it. It's a big energy. It's a Sagittarius energy too, because it's the ruling planet of Sagittarius. So Jupiter represents optimism, enthusiasm, gifts coming in, good luck. I mean, Jupiter is like the planet of good luck and of good tidings, right? I mean, what a perfect time of year to have Jupiter stationing direct, to have access to this Galactic Center, and also to be ending things at that last degree of the zodiac with Jupiter. These are big endings because Jupiter carries with it so much energy. And so we are going to be able to have an opportunity this week to really have some true endings and some true completion before Jupiter moves into the brand new 12-year cycle next week. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4s all over my clocks here. This is Stacey Dredd, Galactic Ambassador, here in the cosmic community. I'm going to go into the 2023 astrology. This was really interesting to me because I've not done a whole year report before. I mean, it's a hot thing for the astrologers to do. There is a ton of predictions and things out there too, like actual astrologers making some pretty solid predictions on like what could happen in regards to certain things over the next year. But of course, my focus is more on just the energies that are going to be available to us. And so I study astrology because I want to learn to work with these energies. And, I want to grasp these moments when they're hot, because it doesn't happen all the time. So, we study the astrology so that we can use those energies to reach our goals, to manifest things in our lives, to make changes that we need, have realizations and awakenings. So thank you so much for being intrigued with this information as I am. So 2023, this is definitely a big change of a year because we're going to have some pretty major planets shift into new signs, which of course are new energies. And we have a lot of earth energy, and we have a lot of water energy coming in over the year next year. And the earth energies are strong because we have Jupiter's going to be whizzing through Aries and moving into Taurus about the middle of the year. And we'll be retrograding there and spending a lot of time. Jupiter is a huge planet, so we feel those energies. And then all the Mercury retrogrades in 2023 are going to take place in earth signs. And so this is just extra time that we're going to spend here. There is the water energy is big. We are going to have Saturn moving into Pisces, and we still have Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, there. And so these are two big planets that carry a lot of weight with them. Saturn is our responsibilities. Saturn represents also rules, boundaries, restrictions, not just things that hold us back, but also, things that help us to create structure. Saturn has been in Aquarius, and Aquarius is a Saturn-ruled sign. And then before that was in Capricorn, was also a Saturn-ruled sign. So Saturn's had a a hell of a go at it, just in home territory, really wiping through the structure of Capricorn and of Aquarius. Aquarius very much being the sign of the people, and you've seen a lot of restructuring within people, but also just like the way that societies are structured. And so moving out of Saturn ruled sign into Pisces, a water sign is going to be sort of a heavy place for Saturn. This is going to be happening on March 8th, by the way, just to start kind of throwing 2023 dates out there. I don't even have my 2023 planner here yet. I just have like a bunch of little scribbles on the very last page of my 2022 planner. So it's really funny. I will be taking all of them and entering them into my new planner for sure. But March 8th is the day that Saturn is going to be leaving Aquarius, moving into Pisces. Pisces is kind of a tough sign for Saturn. Saturn likes structure. Saturn likes, likes knowing what's going on. And Pisces represents everything that's like mysterious and like ungraspable, and very much this a sign of boundarylessness. Pisces. And so Saturn really likes having that structure. It may have kind of a tough time in Pisces. And so that is going to be sort of starting on March 8th, and then, of course, continuing out into the rest of the year, but sort of scooching back a tad. We do have Jupiter moving into the sign of Aries. I wanted to give you that exact date. That is happening next week. On Tuesday, the 20th. So I'll be back chatting a little bit more about that. But Jupiter in Aries, this is going to be just like new beginnings next week, but come into the following year. We're going to be moving forward, and Jupiter, let's see. Oh, yeah, I got that. Moves into Aries. And then on January 12th, I wanted to let you know that starting out the year, Mars will be stationing direct on January 12th. I've been talking a lot about Mars retrograde. And so that is really, we're going to be stepping out of that as soon as we step out of 2022, which is really interesting. It'll be a really cool moment when a lot of planets are moving direct as soon as Mercury will be stationing retrograde on December 30th, and then will move direct on January 18th. So by January 18th, we will have Mars and Mercury both moving in direct motion and continuing moving forward. This Mars retrograde in Gemini has been it's been intense, and it's still going on. I mean, it's like Gemini, as I was saying, is all about finding information, researching your options, really gaining and gathering information to choose that, best option. But Gemini likes to have options. Gemini is also just the sign of communication, and Geminis are hand people. There is a very direct link to the sign of Gemini and hands. And Gemini folks are usually good at working with their hands. Maybe they motion with their hands. I don't know. You let me know. Look at all the Gemini people in your life and you tell me, are they good with their hands? But when we have this retrograded Mars in Gemini, we could almost feel our hands a little fumbly, right? So starting out the beginning of the year, we're going to have Mars direct. Everything's going to be moving along. And then March 23rd is sort of the next date. And I'm actually going to pull up the chart for this one here. I'm on astro-seek.com. And I should point out that March 21st is actually the new moon in Aries. And this is as I was saying, Aries being the first sign of the zodiac, this first new moon in Aries on March 21st. This is a huge new beginnings point also. This is the actual start of the astrological year, and that first new moon really kicks off new beginnings, new opportunities. Aries is all about starting new things. Love to start new things, and have new experiences, meet new people, learn new things about ourselves and the way that we fit into the world. And then on March 23rd, Pluto, this is probably the biggest energy of 2023, is the transition of the planet of Pluto from that 29th degree of Capricorn into 0 degrees of Aquarius. This is taking place on the 23rd of March, 2023. The 23 of 23, that seems significant. And 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 5 and 5, 10, that's a 1. So this is like new beginnings. Pluto is the planet furthest out. It's not a planet anymore. It's a planetoid. Well, I still consider it to be very much energetically involved in astrology. So I'm not throwing it out or anything. Pluto is important in astrology because Pluto represents death and rebirth, and not only that, but transformation. The snake shedding its skin, the caterpillar, the butterfly breaking out, the whole cocoon process, the caterpillar to the butterfly, also the phoenix rising from the ashes. These are all things represented by Pluto. Pluto has been in Capricorn for quite some time, 12 years, 15 years, something like that. And now going to be shifting into a new energy. Aquarius, the sign of the people. Aquarius represents everything about individuality also. Aquarius folks love to be individuals. They want to really reach into themselves and find those things that make them unique, and highlight those things. Like those are the things to Aquarians that pride them the very most. Aquarius is a fixed sign, so definitely can be a little bullheaded, but is an air sign also. So, very open to new ideas, very open to conversation. Air signs are, talkers. So let's talk it out. Let's talk about it. I'll hear you out. It's a sign of the people anyways. So, groups of people finding each other, like-minded individuals finding each other. This is an opportunity to have some major personal transformations to find out who is your tribe. I can see the next 12, 15 years of Pluto in Aquarius being an opportunity to really look into the kind of people that you're hanging with. Are they feeding you? Do you feel good when you're around them? Do you feel drained, when you are done talking to these people that you are spending time with? Because, the people we spend time with, they feed into us, they're our main support system. They're, we feed off of other people's energy. So this is the biggest definite energy of 2023. And I look at the clock and I'm like, wait a second, I only have 1 minute left. So there's definitely a lot more going on in 2023, and we'll talk about it a lot more. That was my first opportunity ever doing a yearly report. Okay, I definitely need to do that with like a full hour. So we'll get back to it all. I'll come back to it a little more next week. How about that? Part 2 of my 2023 astrological breakdown will be happening next week. And I really appreciate you listening today. This has been Stacey Dredd, your galactic ambassador in the cosmic community. Again, you can access the archive to the program here at kpov.org, the Cosmic Community page. You can always send me an email at thecosmiccommunity@kpov.org if you have any questions or need anything from me. Another tune here from Geiger von Mueller, Space Digger 2. Have a great week. Peace. Thank you for listening to the Cosmic Community Podcast. More can be found at kpov.org/thecosmiccommunity.